When I graduated high school, I wasn't in the best spot mentally, and I didn't really prepare for my future. I hadn't. I mean, I took AP classes. I was like college ready, but I hadn't filled out any applications. I hadn't sent any emails out. I didn't really expect to be here, honestly, but here I am. And over the last, like, I want to say 3 years, I've really just been trying to figure out what I want out of life. Now that I'm still here, I kind of want to enjoy it. I've been taking a good amount of time to just bettering myself. And through that, I kind of was thinking, I'm like, okay, well, obviously it's a little too late for me to do something. Like, I can't go to college now. I'm too old. I'm too old for that. I'd feel very out of place if I were to go to college, right? So I kind of just put that off. When people would ask, I'd get very insecure about it because, well, I'm trying to make this YouTube stuff work, you know. But this last week, I've been having a lot of positive thoughts. I've been having a lot of good, positive, progressive thoughts towards my life. And a part of that is, well, let's see if we can maybe do something. And I think I can't go to college. It's like nothing really excites me in that field. But I was thinking I could probably go into a trade. And now a trade, I'm not, that also doesn't really excite me. But I'm thinking I could get the experience. It's more hands-on, which is like what I like more, and I'm able to get a lot of money out of it relative to the amount of money I put into schooling, along with the amount of time I'm putting in. And through all the trades, I think I'm settling on electrician, and I'm looking at schools. Like I'm taking the steps to like do that. What I'm trying to get at for this video is that it's never too late. It's never too late to try and better yourself. You know, I mean, I could take this all the way back to just, yeah, my when I turned 18, when I was in the psych ward, when I woke up, I was like, okay, well, I'm here. So I got to figure it out. And in that moment, I felt that weight of my previous self being lifted, and I was like, okay, well, let's see, how do we better our situation here? How do we make this like worth it? And in these last couple years, I've been taking those steps. I'm never gonna figure out my hair here. I'm just gonna fucking leave it like that. I've been taking the steps to try and just be happier. I've started different jobs. I've started different hobbies. I started doing this series at the start of last year, or I guess the start of this year, just kind of to just do things that I enjoy. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy talking. I enjoy doing whatever. I've been taking the time to just, okay, I'm figuring out how to make life worth living. Okay, now I gotta catch up with everybody. And in that, like, I hate that concept of like that I'm behind because I'm really not behind. There is no, I'm not behind because there's no benchmark to it to achieve. There's no goal here. There's no finish line. It's just live. And I think in that sense, I think I'm actually far ahead than a lot of my peers that are my age because I've taken the time to just not do school, not do anything. I've just been at work, right? But I've I've been like figuring out who I am. I'm figuring out what I like. I'm figuring out what makes life worth living for me. And I feel like a lot of people my age are too muddied up with schoolwork, with their job, with relationships, with all these different things, with all of these outside uh like all these outside influences that don't allow them to really hone in on who and they are. I do that with my friend all the time. I tell him like, "Hey man, you're in the military. You're always under stress because of your job. You've never been single for more than like 2 months. You need to take time to just figure out who you are. You got to take time to just better yourself. It's not too late. You don't have to just always rush into a relationship because you feel like that's just like your state of normal. You can take the time to just figure out who you are. Even though you're damn near 21, Like you can, it's not, it's never too late. You always have time to just pump the brakes and attend to a different part of your life, you know? And for me, right now, I'm thinking that I'm gonna start looking into how I can set myself up for the future, you know? And this isn't like, okay, well, I need like a bailout in case this YouTube stuff doesn't work. I don't think I'm gonna fail at this YouTube stuff. I think I'm gonna be very successful in it. I also think that I like money. You know, I think being an electrician can set me up in a lot of different ways. Even be like, because I don't imagine I'm gonna be like 50 doing YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I don't imagine I'm going to be 50 doing electrical work. I don't think I'm going to be 50 at all. But my point, you see what you get my point though. Like, there's more to life out of it other than just one thing, you know. And I feel like like a lot of people who are in my situation who are like not in college. You know, you're 20, 21, 22, and you feel lost. You don't have to just work for the rest of your life, you know, or work like minimum wage for the rest of your life. You can figure it out. You can take the time to sit there and do the research and say, okay, which schools are best for me, which career paths are best for me. Like you're able to do that. And I feel like a lot of people are scared. They're like insecure about it. They're too cautious. They're like, "Oh man, my train passed," you know? Like I just got to do this. It's like, "No, no, man, you have time. It's never too late to try and better yourself. It's never too late to try and better your situation. It's never too late to try. You know, it's never too late to try." I'm doing the same thing with my YouTube. I'm gonna try and do like a daily kind of like this when I'm doing a daily kind of login or check in about my rank progress because I'm gonna do like a whole series where I'm trying to hit top 500. You know, like just it's never too late to try. You can fail, you can succeed, but that both of those outcomes come after the initial attempt, the opening of the door. You know, it's never too late to try. Thank you.